South Korean economy has been on a good track for a strong finish this year, depending on what happens here at the end with the pandemic, but widely expected to have achieved growth of 4%. The government on Monday laid out its economic policy plans for 2022. It'll be looking to keep that momentum and make a full recovery in the new year. Kim Sung-min has the details.
Rebuilding the pandemic-hit economy and further extending growth momentum. That's how South Korea aims to guide its economy in 2022 based on three-track system of measures. First is to reinforce its growth track by boosting consumption, investment, and exports. This involves encouraging consumption by extending tax deductions on spending in traditional markets and holding another round of nationwide sales events in May next year. Tax deductions will also be provided on investments for research and developments of strategic sectors like those of semiconductors and batteries. To maintain the country's outstanding growth in exports, the government will expand its export financing by up to $219 billion, up $4 billion from 2021. Efforts to join the global free trade agreement networks like Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership will also continue. Another pillar of the government's plan is helping those who were hit by the pandemic throughout 2021. This includes mostly small merchants whose business operations were restricted due to social distancing measures. The quarterly lower limit for compensation for small businesses will be increased from the current 100,000 Korean won to 500,000 won, or around $420. Overseeing inflation is also part of the government's efforts. From next year, each ministry will take responsibility for inflation in their own fields while reporting to the Finance Ministry. The last track is the management of risks from both internal and external factors. To reduce supply chain risks, the government will run a task force to oversee the supply of strategic materials. The rise of household debt will be controlled within a range of 4 to 5%. And stabilizing the housing market will be done by expanding the supply of houses. And based on all these steps, the government expects the country's economy to grow by 3.1% next year, which is on par with projections made by other institutions like the Asian Development Bank and slightly higher than the OECD's 3%. Inflation is expected to slow down at 2.2%. While South Korea's exports are forecast to grow further, increase in imports will pull the current account balance down to $80 billion. Kim Sung-min, Arirang News.